Have you ever heard of a man who owned nothing, yet gave everything? A man who never took a salary, never wore expensive clothes, and never stopped to rest, because he believed the poor couldn't afford for him to sleep. This is not a story of wealth, politics, or fame. This is the true story of Abdul Sattar Edhi, the man who collected broken souls and gave them a place to heal. Abdul Sattar Edhi was born in 1928 in a small village in Gujarat, British India. He watched his mother care for the sick, the hungry, and the poor, even when their own family barely had enough to eat. That compassion became a seed planted deep in his heart. When his mother fell ill and later passed away, Edhi was just a teenager. Her absence left a permanent mark on his soul. From that day, he vowed to live for others, to serve the suffering in any way he could. In 1947, when Pakistan was formed, Edhi and his family migrated to Karachi. With barely anything in his pocket, he began selling small goods on the street and later worked in a pharmacy. But soon he realized medicines weren't enough. People needed care, attention, dignity. He started helping those whom society ignored, the mentally ill, the homeless, the destitute. But he needed a way to reach them. With donations from the local community, he bought a second-hand van, painted it white, and transformed it into an ambulance. That one van became his lifeline, and for thousands of people, a miracle on wheels. He would drive through the night, picking up injured people, dead bodies, abandoned infants. "My religion is humanity," he would often say. Soon, people began to trust him. They saw he wasn't working for fame or power, just service. Donations started to grow. With those funds, he built shelters for the homeless, orphanages for unwanted children, clinics for the sick, and homes for women in distress. He set up cradles outside Edhi centers with signs, "Do not kill your babies, leave them here." Every life, every soul mattered. By the 2000s, the Edhi Foundation had over 1,800 ambulances, 300 burial vans, and hundreds of centers across Pakistan, all funded by the people. No government, no big company. Despite all he had built, Edhi lived in a small room inside his foundation's office. He wore the same gray kurta every day. He never flew business class, never held a bank account for himself. His net worth? Zero. But his impact? Immeasurable. He slept on concrete floors, ate whatever the poor ate, and still he smiled. Still he served. When foreign officials asked what gift he wanted, he said, "Soap and detergent for my patients." His work wasn't always welcome. He was threatened by extremists, labeled an infidel by some, even detained at airports because of his humble appearance. Yet he never retaliated. Never stopped. He treated Hindus, Christians, Muslims all the same. He washed the bodies of AIDS victims when no one else would touch them. He rescued the mentally ill off the streets. He buried the unclaimed dead with full honor. Because to Edhi, every life was sacred. In 2016, after a lifetime of service, Edhi passed away at the age of 88. He had requested his organs be donated even though only one of his kidneys was still functioning. His funeral was attended by millions, the largest state funeral in Pakistan since Jinnah. He left behind no mansion, no fortune, but a legacy so powerful it became immortal. Today, the Edhi Foundation continues his work. His wife, Bilquis Edhi, carried his mission forward. His name lives on in every baby saved, every body buried with respect, every ambulance that races through Karachi streets. He proved that greatness lies not in wealth, but in service. Not in power, but in compassion. Abdul Sattar Edhi didn't just collect people. He collected hope. He gave the forgotten a name. He gave the dying dignity. He gave the world a lesson. You don't need to be rich to be a hero. You just need a heart that beats for others. This is Cocoon Tales, and this is the story of a real-life angel.